The Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta happened about a week ago now, and I think everybody knows that is pretty much a really enjoyable beta. I just wanted to take this time to kind of talk about Black Ops 6 and get my thoughts off of it, because even though the beta was pretty enjoyable and I had a pretty good time, that doesn't mean it didn't come without its problems. First off, we're talking about the maps. I think the maps is probably always the most important aspect about a game. It kind of shows its charms and what the game actually has to present. All the maps weren't shown off, just a couple selected picks for the beta. So hopefully on launch, that means there's going to be a lot more maps. Of course, one of the limitations in this open beta was that you didn't have the ability to choose the game modes you wanted to play, which makes sense because the game's not fully out yet. I will say, even though most of them are technically 3-lane maps, they actually have a lot to them. Now, I made a very horribly cringy robotic sounding video of why you should play Modern Warfare 2. I pretty much just had fun with the game, but there were a lot of things that weren't actually that good about it. One of the things I talked about was movement, which I still kind of think is true. A lot of those maps did have a lot of different pathways you could take. You didn't just have to go in the middle, left or right. You could go into a water and swim around or even parkour around. And in Black Ops 6, it's pretty much the same case, where even though these are technically 3-lane maps, in this instance you can go left, middle, or right. It doesn't mean you can't go on top of the right, in the bottom of the middle, or on top middle, and then go onto this walkway. I don't know what you would call this. Then you could go left and then go into the middle, or just continue straight left and go all the way around, and you can even climb up. And you know, this so far, this map, I already forget what it's called, but I'll just show it on screen. It's this map. This one is probably my favorite so far because it reminds me a lot of the boat map from Black Ops 2. That map is probably one of my favorite COD maps of all time. As far as the maps go, most of them are fine. The only one I didn't really like was I think it's the one with the train. Yeah, it's like the train around, stuff like that. I still had fun with it, but so far that's probably my least favorite map, just because it gives so much room for sweats to go around sliding and dolphin diving and spinning all around, which I'll get to in a minute. As far as maps go, I think most of the maps are actually going to be pretty decent. Let's talk about the menu. As far as the menu goes, it's all right. There's really nothing special. I think if I had to compare it to the Modern Warfare 2 menu, it's definitely a bit of an upgrade, just because visually it's less clutter and it's more open, and I think it's easier to actually see what you're doing. Whereas the menu for Modern Warfare 2 just looked like fucking Hulu, which was terrible. It didn't really feel like a game. It felt more like a service. Again, the big gripes with the Call of Duty menus, just like every year, is that it's so laggy though, very choppy. It just fucking takes forever for things to load. Sometimes you switch from one tab to the other and it just fucking stays still on the still image for like a couple seconds until it actually switches. So it's very choppy, very laggy still, but in terms of visuals on the menu, it feels a lot more open to me. It feels more easy, and it feels like it's definitely easier to see what you're actually doing and how to navigate there. The gameplay mechanics, so far gameplay mechanics, I can't really make a definitive opinion on whether I actually hate them or like them, because I'm sure if you've seen these clips going around back when the open beta was happening. Here's just a couple of them. Enjoy.
Hey, what are you doing behind this bookcase, pussy?
Yeah, I'm gonna take you down here on this fucking bed and whisper you sweet nothing. Fuck!
This is new.
Please!
Come here. Be easy, white chocolate. Be easy. Yeah. How that feel on your back, nigga?
Please let me go. I'm sorry, please.
Where your mom at, nigga?
Please, I'm sorry.
Come here. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was the one who said I loved you first. It was about 8 years ago. Don't act like you don't
You
know.
singing to that nigga, Lee?
Hey, you done trying your fucking ass off, huh? It's the first day of the fucking beta, dude. Get a fucking grip, you stupid bitch. Get the fuck off this game and stop trying your fucking ass off, you stupid fuck.
No! Put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down.
Pray today.
I didn't. Put me down.
I'ma dick you down on some gangster shit.
I just... Wow, so good, man. I guess.
No one's saving you today, boy. No one's saving you today.
So one of the biggest mechanics, as you can see in these clips, is that they added the human shield, where essentially if you double click on the melee button, which is the right thumbstick by default, if you double tap that, you essentially hold the enemy hostage and you can actually interact with them and you can actually hear everything they're saying and you can talk to them. So it's kind of, it makes for a very funny mechanic in my opinion, and honestly it's very enjoyable seeing clips like this because it kind of brings me back to the days where social features on games were actually a priority and they actually made the gameplay experience a really enjoyable one. I'm going to be doing a lot of trolling with this when I'm in Search and Destroy. There's that. And then of course the biggest mechanic that was presented during the conference back in like the Xbox game showcase or whatever that was, is the omnidirectional movement. Now I'm sure everybody has seen this and I'm kind of mixed on this personally because I don't know if it's necessarily that good of a thing or bad, because on the one hand it does actually allow me to feel like I can move through the crevices of each map much faster. In the clips that you just saw as well, you could see that people are already breaking the mechanics of the omni movement and spinning around like fucking Beyblades mid-air and then drop shotting you. And honestly, it makes for some of the sweatiest mechanics in gameplay I've seen thus far. In terms of the skill gap between the keyboard and mouse and controller, honestly there's not that huge of a gap at all, especially with the omnidirectional movement. It actually makes it easier to move around using a controller, whereas on PC you can kind of use multiple different buttons at the same time. It made it more easy though. Omnidirectional movement, like I said, can be abused for sure, and it looks like people are already breaking that mechanic, but it depends on the person who uses it. Really, I think it's one of those, this is kind of one of those instances where it's a double-edged sword, where it can be really good and help you out, but it can also be bad when someone uses it better against you in order to get the drop on you and you know, fuck you up. But we'll just have to see how this movement really affects the game in the coming release in October, and hopefully it doesn't fucking encourage too much sweatiness. But you know, people are gonna play the game the way they're gonna want to play the game, so you can't really stop them. Progression, as far as progression goes, in the 2 days that I had for free to play on this, I already maxed out the game. That's just because I'm a sweaty gamer, you know. I gotta put the grind in, you know. I gotta get ahead of the boys, you know. I told them I was gonna max out this game as soon as I got it for free on the open beta, and then they saw it for themselves, and you know what, I'm proud of the work I put into that game thus far. It didn't honestly take that long though, all jokes aside. It felt like it was very fast, and all it took was really playing multiple games and making sure you always killed more people than you did dying, right? Your KD ratio, pretty sure you can easily level up. And if this is without the double XP, as far as progression goes, it's honestly it's at the right momentum right now. I think it's perfect the way it stands, the way you progress and the time it takes, and they should keep it like that. And then last but not least was just overall any bugs and glitches throughout the game. I haven't actually seen many bugs or a lot of crashing like Modern Warfare 2. If you go back to one of my old videos, you can see that even when the game fully released, the game would crash sometimes at the end of a match.
I got the last kill at the end. Oh, that was my kill.
The last report. Oh, it's this game crashed.
Austin crashed, so
yeah.
Wait, I think I crashed, dude. I can't.
Oh, damn, no way, dude.
Did I crash? It's not moving. Oh, I did. Damn.
And in this case, I never had any problems like that. I think the only time I ever crashed and the game exited on me was when I actually, surprisingly, it was actually when I finished maxing out the level and the progression. No shot, my game crashed as soon as I maxed leveled. How? It's not loading. Because after that match, I had actually leveled up to 30 and finished maxing out the level progression. It for some reason crashed on me there, as you can see. But other than that, in terms of like actual real bugs and glitches that would impact the gameplay experience and would actually be annoying and get in my way, the only one I seem to notice is the fact that 60 FPS is very unoptimized. I don't know how to explain it. It's like when you play in 60 FPS, there is a lot more jittering and lagginess to your controls than there is when you actually play at 120 120 FPS on PC. Again, this is only on PC. I can't say the same thing for console because I don't, you know, have an Xbox Series X or PS5, but on PC, 60 FPS feels very unoptimized. It actually affects the gameplay, and it really affects your aim as well. So it seems to me the only way to remedy that is when you actually play at the maximum amount of FPS that your PC can handle. Otherwise, you're probably fucked playing this game if you're stuck at 60 FPS, because it really just doesn't seem to work very well on 60 FPS, and I think that's something they really need to fix before the full game comes out. And again, this is just from my experience so far. So if anybody else has a different experience, you can go ahead and comment below how 60 FPS went for you on this game. But for me, it was very choppy, very laggy, unresponsive, and the only fix to that was actually playing the game at 120 FPS. That's all I've got to say so far for this game, and hopefully when the full release comes out, Zombies is going to be really good and fun. That's really the most hyped up mode for me, and seems to be the most anticipated, because we haven't gotten a good Zombies since Black Ops 4, it seems. I don't know about Black Ops Cold War. I don't even know if that had zombies, but then there was the Call of Duty Vanguard, and that Zombies was so boring. It had no music, and the sound effects were very lame. It's been a while since zombie players have actually had something good to eat, so hopefully this will satisfy them and me. Otherwise, that's all I've got for now. See ya.
Subscribe, bozo.